I called out. Emma could hear me through the screen door. "Who'd you meet?" Frankie asked, stuffing the last bite in his mouth. "A girl visiting from Ohio," I said. "Name's Laura. She likes Nancy Drew books like me and Emma. Miss Bloom asked Laura and me to do story times together at the library. She says she doesn't have one single friend here, except me now." Frankie leaned in, talked quiet so I could barely hear him. "Wonder if she's one of those troublemakers in town from up north," he said. "Here living with the coloreds, trying to make them vote. Daddy says those long-haired hippies should stay where they belong. Plenty of people up north need help." Frankie's daddy is the James in Bill and James's Wild West Wear and Clothing Emporium downtown. Besides selling cowboy hats and fancy boots and telling Frankie what to think, Mr. Smith was once upon a time a big football hero. He still has old pictures and even his jerseys from a zillion years ago hanging all over his store. "For your information, Frankie," I stood up and looked right at him. "My new friend's not a troublemaker, and she's not living with any colored people. She's here with her mama, Laura Lampert, that's her name. Laura and me went for a walk. I showed her the pea pool and the playground and all. We might make us a lanyard or a friendship bracelet at the park tomorrow." No use telling Frankie about the drinking fountains. I didn't want to give him another reason not to like Laura. Frankie scrunched up his face, looked hard at a pile of red ants next to the steps. What he said next made my stomach knot up. "I hate Yankees. You better be careful, Glory. My daddy says they're trouble." Between his daddy and his mean big brother JT, somebody's always trying to tell Frankie what to think. Half the time I wonder if Frankie's scared to death of JT and of his own daddy. "Does your daddy even know this girl from Ohio?" I asked. Frankie didn't answer my question. I sat down again and glared, daring him to say one more thing about Laura. "All those outsiders here in town might try to make us swim with colored children and go to school with them. Daddy swears he'll yank me and JT out of school if a colored person's in my class." About that time, Jesslyn appeared at the back door, and even as quiet as Frankie talked, she'd heard him. She marched herself around in front of us on the steps. "Just because somebody talks a little different doesn't mean you can't be nice to them." Jesslyn pointed her pink-painted fingernail at Frankie, then at me. "You think the world would come to an end if you had somebody not exactly like you sitting beside you in school next year? We know plenty of different people. We don't mind sitting next to them." I didn't like Jesslyn thinking Frankie was hateful or stupid, but he was sure acting that way. Jesslyn looked hard at him. "Some people in this town, your brother included, need to learn a thing or two about getting along with people." She stormed inside. "Frankie, what you said? That was about the dumbest thing I ever heard of. Not going to school just because of who's sitting next to you? What about mean Donnie Drake who steals your homework? Or Kenny,